Hey everyone, Eddie Campos here with ReMax Preferred Associates. This is Coffee with Eddie, episode 87. This is our final episode at Rossford Schools, speaking with Dan Krebs, and we're going to talk about the Ohio State funding and how that impacts Rossford Schools. The unfun side of schools and being a superintendent and managing a school district, when it comes to funding, I know in speaking to several superintendents around the community that it can be challenging.
Yeah.
And the state has a dollar amount that they look towards as a number that's necessary for you to provide a great education for students. But unfortunately, you don't get all of that. You're looking to the community to help subsidize some of that. How do you feel things are going in Rossford as far as being able to now, manage these great new facilities, and what are your thoughts about school funding? And I know it's a loaded question, so we may be here till tomorrow, but and briefly, what could you tell us about that?
Well, you mentioned it. I mean, it's challenging, and we understand that because we have to go to our local taxpayers. That's something that we're very sensitive to every time we make a decision. And our community has done a tremendous job supporting us and our initiatives moving forward with the bond, obviously, that we've talked about here in the past, but also on the operating end. We face the same significant challenges that many districts face. When I first came into the district, we had to put a new money initiative on, and it went down the first time. And we understood that. We listened to the feedback from the community. We came back out again and were successful in passing that, and then we've subsequently passed or renewed two 7.9 mil levies. So we're sensitive to that, and we're always grateful for the support that this community has provided. So the side I like to talk about, obviously, is instead of talking about all those challenges, is what we've done in response to that. So every time that we talk about a new program or what's going on, that's thoroughly evaluated, investigated, obviously vetted through different channels, and ultimately through the board for discussion, with the thought in mind that we need to be sensitive to the taxpayer. And we had to make some difficult decisions in the past with those fundings when we failed. So the community understands how the outcome of an election can impact the school system. So we're real sensitive to that. On the other side of that too, along with being very careful when we consider any type of new programming and how diverse, how many students we can impact and meet the needs of as a part of that consideration, we've also turned to private initiatives or private fundraising sources, which is also found in many other districts. And the one that I want to talk about especially is what's called the Bulldog Foundation. The Bulldog Foundation started about 3 years ago, where 3 local citizens, and currently now one's a board member, one's a past board member, and another, his wife is a board member, but essentially 3 attorneys got together and said, how can we enhance the learning opportunities for our kids in a private funding way? And they started the 501c nonprofit Bulldog Foundation. And man, what they've done. So they provide grants every year to our teachers. There's a real simple application process. As the foundation says, we really want to make this easy for our teachers, and they have a keen eye towards sustainability in those grants, but it's a very easy grant process. So they offer those every year to our staff, and they've done some great things with those dollars. They are building in scholarships. They've partnered with the Rossford Business Association, and now they're offering scholarships to our students, obviously, to pursue post-secondary, college, and university options. And one that's really significant to this piece is, the building piece, I should say, is we have in the district, obviously, an athletic hall of fame. We have a distinguished alumni group where past graduates are recognized for outstanding contributions to society. And there is a military wall of honor that that recognizes all of our military and Coast Guard, all our service organizations. And the foundation, when they got thinking about this, they said, we do a lot of programming at the downtown campus where we bring our elementary students over. It's a hub of activity. It's situated in downtown. And when we bring kids in or visitors in, we really want to display Rossford pride, and we want our students to get a real sense of the history of the school district. So through all private donations and an announcement with the kind help of Genoa Bank, working with the Bulldog Foundation, they are doing a state-of-the-art portion of the main concourse to that downtown campus where all of our visitors pass through, that's right outside of the competition gym, that has touchscreen technology again and recognizes those entities. So we have our Athletic Hall of Fame. There is touchscreen technology there, along with the military wall and our distinguished alumni, that highlights those individuals from the different eras they are from or year of graduation, along with different historical aspects of the district that are built into those touchscreen displays, so that when our students come in or visitors to our campus are able to pull those up with the touch. We're in the process of loading all the content, and that's under construction, obviously, but that's all funded with private dollars.
I love to see how the community is rallying around the schools and recognizing that whatever shortcomings there may be, we want to be a part of the solution.
Right. So two of their big fundraisers that the foundation does that speaks to a community aspect that I think is important and we've talked about here, right? They do a foundation dinner every year that's held at the Hilton Garden Inn. They have a good guest speaker every year of prominent stature. And we've had the Youngstown State President and former Ohio State football coach Jim Tressel was last year's recipient, who didn't talk about football, but he talked about leadership. It's a wonderful event that the foundation puts on, and the community comes out in droves. And of course then buys the tickets that support the foundation's efforts. So that has been a great event. We're planning for May, and we'll be announcing who that speaker is soon, or the foundation will, I should say. And then they do a golf outing that just recently finished. So if anybody's a golfer, they're certainly welcome to participate in that. That occurs over at Belmont Country Club. There's a dinner and all kinds of prizes. Again, that's another opportunity for our community to come together and celebrate our schools while also supporting private efforts from this entity to support our kids and our staff. It's just a great opportunity to help offset some of those challenges we face.
Well, it's remarkable to see how far Northwest Ohio has come, and I think that has a lot to do with what you guys are doing here in Rossford. So I really appreciate, from the standpoint of a real estate agent and just a citizen, in the community, what you guys are doing to help, make our community a better place. So thank you very much. I really appreciate all you've done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Eddie. If you'd like to see more great content, please tune in again next month on my Facebook page, Eddie J. Campos, Realtor.